Hey Tigers, welcome back. We have our last piece of our place value unit coming up right now. But first, let me introduce you to our special guest. Today I have my homeroom, my first hour. Everyone say good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
We are super awake and excited because we are learning, like I said, our last piece of this place value unit. So, right now, we are going to learn about how to rewrite numbers with multi-digit base 10 values. So let's look at what we've done so far. My class is going to be copying this down with me, and if you're at home, you can copy this down as well, because this will be your study guide. When we're rewriting numbers normally, we have something like 7 thousands. We've been working with this all week. And we've learned that that means we're going to rewrite it in an equation and then multiply it. What is the equation I would write to turn this into standard form? We've been practicing with equations. Who can answer it nice and loud for me?
7 times 1,000.
Perfect. Now we have the thousands place and a digit 7 in that thousands place. So it would be 7 times 1,000. And that means it is equal to a value of what, class?
7,000.
Good. 7,000. Maybe we're still waking up, but it's okay. So that's how we've been doing it. And that's when we have one digit in our base 10 numerals. But now we're going to step it up a little bit and we're going to do 2 digits because that's how we're going to see it in 4th grade, and we need to learn how to combine it all and make it one standard form number. But when it's 2 digits, it can get a little tricky. It's not as straightforward and obvious as when we're doing this. It's 7,000s. All right, we know that's 70 or 7,000. But let's say we have 25 tens. All right, so when we have double digits, we have to use the same process, meaning we write our equation first and then find our value. Now, I will give you a major key before we do that. Here's what we need to remember to be able to do this successfully. We're going to make a major key note that tells us we use the value of each digit to find the standard form. Now this is no different than how we've been doing it, but it's important to remember, even though our numbers look different, the process is still the same. And you know the process. We know how to write our equation. We know how to multiply it to find our value. So now we're just combining it with a little bit bigger numbers. So we have 25 tens. Who wants to take a try at writing this into equation form? 25 tens, nice and loud. All right, who wants to jump off of it? All right, who can help her out? Who can help her out?
2 times 15.
Kind of close, but we know we're multiplying, but what we're multiplying is a little bit different, our factors. What do you think?
2 times 5.
2 times 5? Well, then we would just end up with 2 times 5, but we're forgetting about the tens. What do you think?
So maybe you could do 2 times 10. That's 20. And then 5 times 10.
I like your thought process.
And then add the zeros.
Not a bad thought, but it's a little bit different. We're going to take one more guess and then I'll tell you how it is.
20 times 5.
Not quite. So let's go over the right way to do it. I haven't taught you yet, so I love your thoughts. We're very close. Now we're going to take those and tweak them just a little bit. When we have 25 tens, like I said, it is the same process. We take our digits. This time, though, it's 2 digits. So we're going to take both of them, 25. I see some of you already being like, the light bulb's going off. Times, what do you think we're going to multiply 10 by? Or 25 by 10. I gave it away. 25 times 10. So what is our value of 25 tens?
250.
Good. I like that nice and loud so our audience can hear and learn as well as you're learning. So 250 is our value. See how our steps are still the same. We might see the double digits and be like, oh, how do I do that? Same way you were doing it before. Now, when we see this in class on our practice sheets from now on, or maybe on an assessment, it's going to be a little bit different. We might see multiple place values, and we have to combine them like we combine expanded form. So let's do an example together, and I'm going to show you how I want you doing your work to show me your work on your papers. So for our example, we are going to have 500s, 25 tens, and 3 ones. Now when we have a question like this, we're going to do it piece by piece to make sure we don't make any silly mistakes. So the steps are super important. We don't want to skip any steps. 500s. What is our value of 500s? Thank you. What is our value of 500s? We 100 times 5. Good. 100 times 5, and that gives us a value of 500. Now we have 25 tens. How did we say we are going to write that out to make sure we have the value correct? 25 times 10. We still multiply our digits by our place value. 25 times 10, and that gives us 250. And what is our value of 3 ones? What is our value of 3 ones?
3 times 1.
3 times 1, and that's going to give us 3. So now we have pieces of our number, but it's not our final number. Who thinks we know how we're going to turn this into our final number? Do we have any guesses?
By adding all of them up.
Adding all of them up, and if we forget that, it's right here in our expanded form. Now the important thing is to make sure we line it up correctly to add it up. So we would line up 500 plus 250 plus 3. Make sure your 3 ends up in the ones column, not over here in the hundreds, or we'll have the wrong answer. So then I add it all up. 3, 5, 7. So our value of 500s, 25 tens, and 3 ones is 753. Notice, when we normally do this, we can tell what the first digit is going to be based on our first place value. But here it says 500s, and our value is in the 700s. That's because our 25 tens equal more than 100, so we add that into our hundreds column. Show me thumbs. How are we feeling about this so far? Are we feeling good? I see lots of thumbs up for those of you who can't see, so that's great. We're going to do one more example before we move on and finish up our video. So turn to your next page. If you're doing this at home, please turn to the next page as well. Yes, ma'am?
What if you have space?
We're going to use that later. All right, so for our last example, let's do this one together. We have 3,000s plus 5,500s plus 16 ones. So now we have 2 different place values with 2 digits in the front of them, 2 digits in that place value. So we're going to find our value for each, then add them up. So to make sure we can do this, we're going to follow the same steps we've been doing. Who can tell me how I'm going to turn 3,000s into my value?
You would multiply 3 times 1,000.
Good. And that's going to give me what value?
3,000.
3,000. Perfect. All right, what about my hundreds? What are my hundreds worth? What is the value of the hundreds? How would I write that equation? Does anyone remember from our last one?
The battery's dying.
Okay, so we're going to wrap it up soon, Kyle.
55 times 100.
Beautiful. And that's going to give us 5 stays here, and then I add the 2 zeros, 5,500. And last, our 16 ones are 16 times 1. Final step, we add it all together. Now I'm not going to add it like this because that's how I make mistakes. So I'm going to line it up. 3,000 plus 5,500 plus 16. When I add these up column by column, I end up with a value of 8,516. Please use these steps to practice at home. The more you practice, the easier it will get. And please, please, please do not skip any steps or get lazy, because then that's when we make mistakes. Thank you very much. Everyone say bye, class.
Bye, class.
See you later.